This is the Relationship Wise podcast. Take one, and here we go.
Growth isn't intuitive, it is intentional. Who you're surrounded by is who you're becoming.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another, or I guess not even another, the first episode of the Relationship Wise podcast. I am YB.
And I'm Reese.
And we are excited to start this journey with everybody. This first podcast is just talking about exactly who we are and what we aim to accomplish and the journey that we want to take with you all. First of all, if you haven't already, subscribe to this podcast. We're on YouTube. We're also on Anchor. All those links will be there for you. So we're also on Spotify as well. We're on Instagram, the Relationship Wise podcast on Instagram. Please follow us there on Instagram. I think that's all the information I have right now for you. So we'll get right into the podcast. Anything you want the listeners to know before we get started, Reese?
No, I'm just really excited about what we got going on, and I'm excited for everybody to get to know us, for us to get to know everybody. And let's kick this off.
All right. And also, I'll say it. So obviously this is not going to be your traditional podcast or YouTube thing. We're not polished people. We're not going to try to act like we're polished people.
I am.
Okay. Well, I take that back.
Try.
I'm not going to try to act like I am a polished person, because I'm not. And some of us struggle with that, right? We want to be as honest and transparent with you as we possibly can. This is the best relationship podcast in the world. This is the only podcast where you're going to get two people who are going to be absolutely honest and transparent with you about relationships, about themselves, relationships with others, relationships with our bodies, and relationships with our finances. These are the 4 pillar relationships that we believe impact everybody, everywhere, no matter what you're doing, and no matter who you are. So actually, before we get started here, let me see. I think I messed something up here. No, we're still recording, so we're good. So before we actually get started about who we are, what I want to do is kind of give you guys the pillars of the Relationship Wise podcast, if I can find them.
Take your time.
Okay, there we go. So I got them. So the pillars of Relationship Wise podcast, we have 4 pillars that we stand on, right? And these are pretty much the rules, I guess, for ourselves and all of our interviewers and all the guests that will be coming on the show, and hopefully the rules that you will adopt yourselves for your own lives. So number 1, the first pillar is, I will never do anything to compromise me being in the lives of the ones I love. All right. And then after this first podcast of introducing ourselves, we're actually going to break down these pillars more in depth for you. But the first one is, I will never do anything to compromise me being in the lives of the ones I love. Number 2 is, education plus application equals elevation. All right. Number 3 is, invest in where you want to go. Invest in where you want to go. And number 4 is, have a small core of positive people in your life that have goals and are growing toward them. All right. So those are kind of the 4 rules or the 4 pillars of the Relationship Wise podcast. All right. So let's get started. I'm sure you guys are all anxious to know, who are these people? I've never seen them before. I don't know who they are. You want me to go first, or do you want to go first, Reese?
Yes, please go first.
All right. So my government name is Yirmiyahu Ben Hanasi Yosef, but I know that's a weird name, so I just condense it down to YB, which is the first letter in my first name, first letter in my middle name. My name means chosen and appointed by God. That's what my first name means. The middle name is the son of the prince, and the last name means he will add. We are both of us are of a West African Hebrew or West African Jew background, and the reason we believe that people in our culture actually live out their names. So names are very important in our culture. We will celebrate our culture. We will not be shy about who we are or where we come from or all that. We're both born right here in North America. But we've done the DNA test and we've, fully embraced who we are as African Jews and West African Jews. And we love that culture. It's a rich culture. Now, I will say we're not what we say, thump you over the head with religion. That's just a part of who we are and part of our DNA. So that will just naturally come out in the course of this podcast. I am a father of 3 girls, lovely girls. I love them. I am an educator in a way. And I'm just a guy who just loves life. I'm a Memphian. That's part of who we are. We love the city of Memphis, Tennessee. That's where most of our podcast episodes will be done from, right from Memphis, Tennessee. We try to do the best we can to uplift and encourage this city that we love. But originally I'm a country boy from Southern Illinois, from Carbondale. So Saluki, stand up. I'm a person who loves life. That's just me in a nutshell. And I hope as this journey goes on, me and my wife. I guess I'm a husband too. Me and Reese have been married for 13 years as the recording of this episode, and it'll be 14 years, December 6th. December 6th, 2008 is when we got married. So it seems like it was yesterday to me. It doesn't seem that long ago.
Okay. I was going to say, a long time.
Golly. And you'll also notice that we are very much opposite. So opposites definitely attract. But in a nutshell, that is a bit about myself. And you guys will learn more, about myself as we go on with these episodes. Reese?
Yeah. Okay, so I am Reese. Not going to go through the whole government name breakdown. But Reese is what I go by for the most part. I'm YB's wife, as you can tell, I guess. Mother of his children.
It ain't gotta be all about me. I mean, they're your kids too.
I know, but I'm just creating the connection.
Okay, I guess.
Anyway, so what else? Yes, I'm a wife, mom. I am the operations director for a nonprofit. Quick plug for Build a Better Us. Feel free to find us online. Which is a coaching and growth development nonprofit organization. So anything related to growth, coaching, whatever area of your life that's needed, we offer that. Let's see. Hobbies. I like to, that's why I write notes. Hobby for me is to try fancy recipes because I like to think that one day I'll be on a Food Network, or I just pretend to be. So, No, maybe I won't be on a network, but I just pretend to be on the Food Network and try fancy recipes because it's just soothing. I don't know, there's something therapeutic about it. And also impossible home projects or, anything that makes me feel like I'm on HGTV.
Very true.
I like to tackle those things just because I like to try the impossible. So also, fun fact, if you are a personality test junkie like I am, my favorite one is the Enneagram, and I'm a 9, so I'm a peacemaker. I avoid all kinds of conflict if at all possible. So
very true.
I don't know if there happens to be some type of disagreement on this podcast. Just if you see me get quiet, just know it's because I'm acting out my personality type, peacemaker.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I got.
And there will probably be consequences for me after the episode. That will probably be, talked about on Instagram. So if you want more in-depth things, you want more in-depth behind-the-scenes stuff, definitely follow us on Instagram. Look at the stories, look at the posts. There's not a lot on there yet, obviously, because it's a brand new podcast. But, as we grow, we will show. As I like to say. So as we grow in our education on finances, we're going to let you know. So whether that's stock market stuff, whether that's how to get out of debt, whether that's how to increase your net worth. We're going to talk about that stuff. We're going to talk about, our journey with our bodies. Neither one of us are where we want to be with our weight, with our health. And that's most of us, who are listening to this podcast. And as we lose weight, as we get healthier, we're going to share all that stuff with you guys and how we got there and what programs we used so it can help you out. We're going to share stories about, the relationships with each other. So we've been married for 13 years. We have 3 kids. We have a bunch of stories about marriage and parenting and all those different things. Right. And we both have 9 to 5. So we have to interact with different type of people. We both work in places where it's very diverse. Reese, you work at a university. I work for a large apparel company. So there's different people of different backgrounds, religions, countries, sexual orientations, worldviews, all that stuff. And it's lovely to be around all of that because you get to see different people interact in different ways, but it's also a challenge to, if we're honest with one another, a challenge to interact with people who are not like you. So we'll take you down those journeys as well and teach you guys. Together we will grow on how to improve all of those relationships with self, relationship with others, relationships with our bodies, and relationships with our finances. But I think that's kind of all for intro. You had anything else to add, Reese?
No, I mean, you kind of touched on that. I was going to ask you, maybe we should share about how we came up with Relationship Wise as the name of our podcast, but you kind of really touched on those points, which is, we're not saying that we're professionals or gurus on relationship wisdom, right? But we're just really wanting to talk about just our relationship as it pertains to different aspects of our lives. So, every once in a while we might ask ourselves, well, how are you doing relationship wise with your food? How are you doing relationship wise with kids or with each other? So yeah, I mean, we're definitely not professionals, but we do want to kind of share the things that we're learning about just the different types of relationships that there are in one person's life. Anyway, this is my attempt at being polished. It didn't work. Anyway, so yeah, you just kind of walk with us as we grow through those different areas, because we all have a lot of growing to do, no matter how long you've been in a relationship. And we've message right, and so yeah, there you go. That's all I got.
Yeah, and going forward, so how we will introduce it. We will discuss how in real time how we're doing with all 4 of those relationships, because in the beginning of the show, so the episode 2, it'll start off, hey, I'll ask Reese, relationship wise, how you doing? And she's going to give me an honest answer. She's going to ask me, YB, relationship wise, how you doing? I'm going to give her an honest answer. And hopefully, you guys are inspired by our honesty and transparency, and want to improve on all the relationships that you are in yourself. So, yeah. Got anything else, Reese?
No, that's it. I mean, let's get this going, and looking forward to how we can connect with everybody.
All righty. So give yourselves a round of applause for being a part of our first episode right here, explaining exactly what Relationship Wise is. And, I hope as we continue to grow and as the podcast continues to grow and as we get more episodes out there, that you guys continue to rock with us, be with us. We have brand new episodes every Wednesday at 7 p.m. is when all the episodes will be posted. So if you're a night owl, that's perfect for you. And if you just want to wake up in the morning Thursdays or whenever, they're going to be on YouTube. They're going to be on wherever you get your podcast from. So just thank you guys for joining us here on Relationship Wise. Again, I am YB.
And I'm Reese.
All right. Y'all be good.